Laura here and welcome to 31 Days of Yoga, day 9. So today what we're going to be doing is Warrior One. So quite another common yoga pose as well, also known as Vira One. And the Sanskrit name is a little bit longer, but I really am not up to embarrassing myself by attempting to pronounce it and getting it wrong anyway. It is written down for everyone there. Anybody that knows me and has seen some of the previous videos, it is quite hilarious watching me attempt to speak in Sanskrit. English is a challenge enough for me. So back to actual yoga practice. So Warrior One. I'm going to do it one side. You have to do it on both sides. The good thing about yoga and the thing about looking after our posture and exercise is that, you know, when we're doing a practice, what we do on one side of the body, it is important to try and even up and do on the other. Everybody's body is different, and one side might be tighter or looser in certain parts of the body as the other. So the posture or the pose may look slightly different from one side to the next. But it's still important to try and equal and even and balance our body up just to support it in the best way possible. So with this pose, Warrior One, we're going to start with our forward foot. So our one foot, whichever foot you decide it is going to be nicely planted onto the floor. So the four corners of the foot are nicely grounded in earth. You should even be able to lift your toes off, so that they and still find balance in that part of your body. And so then what we're going to do is we're going to just take a nice step back for a moment. And we're going to find a nice stance, and a good way to try and connect with of how comfortable this pose is, depending on how far apart our legs are, is to just gently just kind of move, maybe bend and flex your legs, and just see if you can move in that pose nice and comfortably. So our front leg is facing forward. Our back leg, now some people have it parallel to the mat. So you've got your front leg sort of facing the direction that the rest of our body is going to face in, and our back leg facing almost at the opposite angle in front of us. But for some people a lot of people to find space in their hips, it's actually better to have it at that diagonal instead. So rather than having your foot completely parallel with the back of the mat, you have it at a diagonal. I'm rubbish at remembering degrees in my mind. And so again, that leg and foot needs to be planted and secured to the ground. And so our front leg, our foot's planted, and so now our knee is bent, so our knee, our ankle is stacked underneath our knee, or our knee is stacked over our ankle. And again, our knee is facing the same way as our toes, so it's not kind of folding inwards, and it's not overextending out, so it's just in line with our toes. So we just got that nice bend here, whereas our back leg stays nice and straight, just with that micro bend in our leg, in our knee, just to make sure we're not putting too much pressure. So again, if you feel that you might need to widen that stance a little bit, if it's comfortable doing that, you can do. Everybody's different. And so that's our legs. And so now our pelvis faces the same way as our forward leg, so our bent knee. And what we have to do is the leg that is forward and is bent, we tilt our pelvis back. So for me, it is my right leg that is forward, my right knee that is bent. So my right pelvis tilts back, whereas my left, my extended back leg, pulls forward. So I'm bringing my pelvis in alignment together. And then I can see I'm not dipping down, I'm not dipping forward, my back is nice and straight. So again, I'm pulling in my perineum, pulling in my navel, relaxing my shoulders back, and tucking my chin a little bit again, so pulling all of those locks to elongate my spine and to make sure I'm nice and supported. And then bringing both arms up, again, shoulders nice and in line with each other, again, facing forward. So with your arms, they can be above your head, they can be at your heart center, You can even have them on your hips, or you can just have them resting down. Or if you need to, you can maybe just try and find some support on your thigh. But we are keeping our backs nice and straight and facing forward. And this is Vera 1 or Warrior 1. And so again, what we do on one side, we can twist to do the other. So it's just quite a simple shift. Other foot bending at the knee, the other foot turning at that diagonal, bringing my pelvis in alignment, relaxing my shoulders, pulling in my abdomen, and then arms up. And that is, again, Warrior 1 on the other side as well. So there we go. So that is our Warrior 1. I hope that you found that helpful. Any questions, let me know. Anything that you'd like to add. Any words of wisdom, if you do know yourself, then that is absolutely great. Great to have some interaction within these little videos. And so I look forward to seeing you on day 10. And don't forget to go to www.angel-wood.co.uk and look out for all the classes. This Sunday morning will be on the 10th, will be the Gentle Vinyasa. So it'll be more of a nice flow-based class. And take care and see you in the next video. Bye.